Hello, what's going on everybody? Today we're doing a UCL 2020 prediction video. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, you all should know that in August, the rest of the matches should be played in Lisbon, Portugal, besides the rest of the round of 16s, which didn't happen. So we've got Real Madrid versus Manchester City, Juventus versus Lyon, Barcelona versus Napoli, and Bayern Munich versus Chelsea. Those we played at the home stadium, which has not been already played at yet, but the quarterfinals, semifinals, and the final will all be played in Lisbon. And it's all happening at once, so it's really gonna feel like a summer tournament we've all been missing out on, which we are. It's gonna be sick though, I'm excited. The one thing I don't like about the Champions League actually is how spread out it is over the season. It makes sense, but I'm always looking forward to it, so the wait is annoying. We've got all at once now. These videos seem to do really well on my channel, and I enjoy making them, so without any further ado, let's start out with the rest of the round of 16 matches. The first one being Real Madrid versus Manchester City. Now right now Manchester City does have the advantage. They barely beat Real Madrid in their last match and it was away. Pretty sure Sergio Ramos got a red card as well. Real Madrid are looking sharp recently. They're clutching every single match in La Liga. As of now, they're on the road to win it. They're just 2 matches away. Who knows, maybe some upset will happen, but for this match, I'm gonna say Manchester City are gonna win it though. I mean, they're still in brilliant form. They are slipping some matches, but they're still second in their league behind Liverpool. They're doing really well otherwise. I just can't see Madrid coming back from this, especially if one of their lethal players, Ramos, getting a red card. I mean, anything's possible. It's still a close margin, but Manchester City have such a good advantage right now, and I definitely see them moving on. Next up, we've got Juventus versus Lyon. Now, right now, Lyon are sitting at a 1-goal advantage at home. Juve weren't able to capitalize on that. However, I definitely see Juventus making a comeback in the second leg. Not only are they at home, not only do they have the better players and the stats and whatever, but the French league is also currently not even active right now. Juventus are getting some practice and they're playing some matches. Lyon's definitely going to look rusty coming back. I mean, I'm sure they're training, but it ain't the same. So, Juventus is definitely moving on, in my opinion. We'll see what happens though. I mean, I always love an upset. Next up, we got Barcelona versus Napoli. The last match, Arturo Vidal picked up a red card and the match ended at 1-1. Barcelona do have the advantage right now because they did get an away goal. And I do see them moving forward, honestly. Although Vidal did get a red card, they have a lot of other midfield options. I think they'll survive without him, although he's sick. Napoli's a great side. They could easily do an upset. And Barcelona have been a bit shaky. They're probably not going to win La Liga, so I'm sure they're going to go all out for this. I see Barcelona clutching that win. And then finally, for the rest of the round of 16 matches, which have not been played yet, we've got Bayern Munich versus Chelsea. Bayern Munich already are sitting at a 3-goal advantage. And they're such a sick squad. They already won the German league. I mean, they always win it, but their squad's looking nice. They're training hard. Lewandowski is on fire this season. I don't see Chelsea coming back from this. And if they do, wow, props to them. But I think Bayern are definitely going to go through. All right, that's the end of the round of 16 matches that haven't been played yet. Let's move on to the quarterfinals now. So the first match that would be lined up is Manchester City versus Juventus. This is tough as balls. At this point, they're all pretty hard to predict. But I'm going to give you my opinion anyway. I think Manchester City will be able to win against Juventus. Sure, they've got Ronaldo. Sure, they've got that insane squad. But look how Manchester City have been. I mean, they have lost some games, but they've been pretty consistent lately. Kevin De Bruyne is a monster. The only way I could see them slipping is maybe something with their defense. I just see Manchester City being one of the favorites this year. So I'm going to give it to them, although it's not going to be easy and I could obviously be wrong. Next up, we've got Barcelona versus Bayern Munich, and although I'm wearing a Barcelona kit, I don't see them being Bayern Munich this season. Bayern Munich have just been too on point lately, and obviously they've had their slips in the Champions League in the recent years. I just don't see it. Barcelona have been too inconsistent lately. That's the word, yeah. They've been too inconsistent. I don't see him being a strong side like Bayern Munich. It would be interesting to see Coutinho play in this. I don't know if he's even eligible to play in this match since he's on a 1-year loan, but who knows, Messi may do wonders, but it might not be enough. I just see Bayern Munich a complete side right now. They're all doing their parts, and Lewandowski, being Lewandowski, they're going through the next round. Next up, some teams we haven't even looked at. We've got RB Leipzig versus Atltico. With RB Leipzig not getting Werner this season in the Champions League anymore, that's right, his transfer to Chelsea by then will be complete. He's not playing any more matches for him. I think Atletico will get this win. The defense game is too strong. Leipzig are still sick, but they do have their gaps. I mean, it's going to be a tight match. Leipzig can easily disappoint a side like this, but I'm going to give it to Atletico. They have a better history in the Champions League anyway, obviously. But yeah, I think they'll make it into the semis for sure. And then the last match in the quarterfinals, we've got Atlanta versus PSG. Atlanta have been an absolute roller coaster in this Champions League season. They were awful at the beginning. I literally was at one of their matches. Dinamo Zagreb versus Lanta, they got destroyed. And then after their 3 matches of just getting wrecked by each team, they pushed forward and now they're in the quarterfinals. But they are coming up against a tough opponent, PSG. And although I made my statement about PSG and the rest of Ligue 1 not being in an active season right now, I see PSG coming out on top. Atlanta love to make upsets. I mean, they just drew to Juventus. They're clearly an interesting side that you cannot really underestimate. However, I just don't see PSG slipping up against this side. I think they'll make it forward. Not to mention, PSG did just play a friendly. It was a friendly, but they did beat them 9-0. So they're training, they're clearly out and about, they're clearly focused on the Champions League right now. This year is full of uncertainty, so I'm sure this Champions League prediction could be totally off as well, but that's how I'm seeing it right now. Semi-finals time, we got Manchester City versus Bayern Munich and Atletico Madrid versus PSG. And for the first one, Manchester City versus Bayern Munich, these are actually the 2 sides where I'm like, okay, one of them just gotta win the whole thing. I've been praising Bayern Munich this whole time, and I'm gonna do it again. I see them knocking Manchester City out at this stage. Manchester City are a brilliant side, but I think Bayern are gonna go all out for sure. I just feel like this is their season, especially the fact that these are only gonna be played on one leg. I feel like Bayern's just gonna clean up, do the job, get to the final from there. So yeah, sorry Manchester City fans. And then Atletico versus PSG, I'm gonna give it to Atletico. Now, although PSG looks like a sick side on paper, you've got that sick lineup, Neymar, Mbappe. Some of those players are gonna be gone now that I think about it. Like, Cavani's already contract is expired, Thiago Silva. I don't know if they will play in the Champions League, but I know Atletico Madrid love to just pull those insane defensive tactics to just throw off those insane attacking trios or duos, whatever. They've done it many times in the Champions League, and I could definitely see them doing it again against PSG. They're gonna win from some creative counter-attacking goals, but Atletico Madrid is gonna do the job and make it to the final. And now for the final, Bayern Munich versus Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid love to bottle finals. I mean, they made it to so many Champions League finals and they just cannot win it. I think it's gonna happen again. Bayern Munich is going to win the whole thing. Lewandowski is just hungry for goals. I'm praising this man a lot this season, but how many goals does he have? In the current season, combining international goals, he scored 64 goals. Like, that Atletico Madrid defense is going to be a pain in the ass. But Bayern Munich is going to do the job. They're going to win the Champions League final. They're going to take the crown. That's how I see it. Who knows though? It's all so unpredictable. We've even seen it last year in the Champions League. Ajax's insane run beating Real Madrid and Juventus. So, who knows? Let me know what you guys think in the comments though. Those are my predictions. I'll leave it at that. And yeah, thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you all later. La noche.